Hello everybody, it's 25th of September, Thursday morning, and today I just pray if the video goes out this time, it's meant to be. I'm starting in Germany. There's a site in Germany that's where Michael frequents and others, great astronomers here. And this image right here, which was posted on the 18th, but there's more images on Facebook. And right here in this image right here, let's take a look. See, this is Sol. This is the sun. In other words, the sun is over here. Visualize that. The sun's over here. That tail, remember, is traveling over. Who knows what it's traveling now? It was last I checked was 147, and the tail is, you can see it here visibly, pointing towards the sun. And I reported this in my early videos. Remember, I'm one step ahead. That discovers something, I get credit. But in my case, the only one that ever gave me credit, ever, contact creator, was Text Magi on the Book of Eden, was 12p. The only one. For some reason, I must be radioactive, or a viejo, nobody wants to touch the old man because he doesn't speak. He doesn't have no degrees, even though I've been doing this for 30 years. All you got to do is stroll down on my video history, and this is only 14 years plus. I've had other stuff of other sites long gone, but I still have some data up still from Comet, Ison, Ellen. So I've been doing this for a long time. I read the constellations. That's my passion. The stories, like I said, they're entities. They're alive. They have personalities. He's crazy. But now slowly, little by little, people are coming to the realization, damn, this old man is right. And I'm in a venting mode today. And this video is going to be heavy. It's going to be heavy duty. For those that want to know what I see and what I see coming, and I got a pretty good track record. This tail is pointing towards the sun. A lot of this is not going to make sense. And there's other sites on Facebook, Comet, that basically show the same thing. See, I frequent a lot of places around the world. And I put that video with the sun, the Mars interaction. This is Comet 2013 spring and Ison. Both of them have interaction with Mars as they got close by Mars. So now this video here, when I put and this was, I think, the third video I done about the object coming from the galactic center, or the fourth. This was basically a preliminary investigation. See,
January 5th, 2026. That's where it's at.
That was over 2 months ago.
So they were not able to stop it. They had to go back in time.
Vaporizing the ocean. That was from Star Trek, The Voyage Home. The Voyage Home. The Three-Eye Atlas and all the compadres that's traveling with the comets. I've done numerous videos and numerous mentions. For those newcomers, I just got to recap. The old timers already know, that's been here for a while, that's been watching me from the distance, calladito, know that I've always said that these objects ride with comets, like 12p, and Ison, and so many others. You can see it when it gets hit with a solar blast. When it has a tail, they get exposed from their cloak. So I've done this. I've reported this a long time ago.
So there it is.
Now, where am I going? I have no idea where I'm going. My mind just went blank. And that last video with the 12 plus comets. So been gathering, not as much because my energy level is weak. But I always said you been saying use the Spitzler, and I also was way ahead when I said use the Mars orbiter before it was even mentioned or talked about. Now all the countries around, all the countries that's orbiting Mars, China, India, European, all of them are going to be turning their attention. We have this spacecraft that's in sleep mode, asleep, over $1 billion, the best telescope, in my opinion, not being utilized, which is, I strongly believe it's being utilized, but you're not going to know about it. It has the perfect, it's on the other side of Earth orbital plane. If I was national security and all the other agencies, you better believe that sucker is up and running out of sleep mode, because that sucker could look at Mars like looking at the moon. The astronomers looking at the moon. That's how good it could do the images. In my opinion only, they're returning. They're returning back. They were here way before. Look at the megalithic structure. All of a sudden, there's been a interest, tremendous interest in megalithic structures, underwater cities. All the remote viewers basically said underwater city headquarters. We all know where the main one's at, where the singles originated from. I've done 40 something videos already on this return object. And I've done the thing with the how one comet alone can have an effect on the sun. Just one. And Mars. See, the good thing is being bilingual, I could listen to basically every single Latin American, Caribbean, Portuguese, German. It doesn't matter. I understand what they're saying. I don't know. Italy. Also, I mean, I can understand what they're saying when it comes to comets and some other things. I understand what they're saying. Now, for me to even speak, forget it. And there's a lot of sites that I've been visiting. We got a lot of sinkholes happening. We have that.
Will be replaced with representatives from this fleet, from those benign races, to help humanity to restore a form of.
Now, this lady here, she got over 89,000 views in 2 weeks. She reads crystal balls and tarot, and she was doing things on iAtlas. And in the beginning, she was all smiley face and, in a good mood. And then you could see right there, after she had her sessions, her concern. I mean, in the beginning, it was about finance, freedom, and all this other stuff. But towards the middle, towards the end, expression. And this is not only happening, it's happening with remote viewers. It's happening with people that does dowsing rods. Okay? It does, people that speaks to spirits are getting messages. There's happening to every single religion, every single practice out there has prophecies. Nostradamus, Edgar Casey, that lady, that blind lady. But the one that people that hasn't been touching upon is this one right here. I know she was a witch, but she was from the 1400s.
Over the years.
Now I'm gonna skip because basically her prophecies are poems. Remember, a lot of these, Nostradamus did it in poems. Marcus Millennius did it in poems. Mother Shipton did it in poems because they couldn't come out and say it. But if you revisit, I put a link to this video here. This is remember, I do 360.
Seen in stream and stone in land that is yet unknown. An egglet shall admit it.
Like, for example, here. Remember, this is 1400s. There's wooden ships. In water, iron then shall float as easy as a wooden boat. See, this is like a ship right now. It's, like look at a battleship. Look at the ships now. It's made out of steel. I mean, she had all this to a T. Even talk about the crazy look of feminist movement. Okay, the woman shall adopt a craze to dress like men and trousers wear. Remember back then, her time, women didn't wear pants. Women didn't act like men. Rise of feminism and cut their lots of hair. They ride, astray with the blah blah, as the witches do on broomsticks. Well, if you look at some of the locals right now, so it basically talks about the rise of that. That's been checked. I want to.
Old world's dying.
Okay, right here. For the storms will rage and ocean roar, tsunamis and hurricanes. When Gabriel stands on sea and shore, talks about a big hurricane, tsunami. When Gabriel, as he blows his wondrous horn, the trumpet. It's when society, he's saying society collapse. Now the comet. Okay, that Gabriel's going to be happening pretty soon. Look what's happening off the east coast of Florida, for example, and look in east part of China. A fiery dragon. This is the one now. A fiery dragon will cross the sky. Comet heavenly body. CME. It could be a combination of all three. Because when a comet gets close to the sun, it creates a CME. It's a heavenly body. We got 3i. We got all the composites. Remember the new telescope? They Reuben, the day they turned it on, and they discovered what was it? 3,000, 6,000 new objects right there. It's like being comedy now. Like the compadres were exposed, and they all froze and said, "Hey, they're looking at us. Just pretend you're an asteroid." We don't know how many objects there is out there, but they're coming in. The observatory, you see them coming in. You see them in the cities now. In Europe, you see them everywhere. They're not drones, folks. I mean, they got the military on high alert. They got everything on alert. Even President Trump said they don't know what it is. They don't know. Come on, that's NATO. Isn't NATO headquarters there? So let's continue.
6 heralds in this prophecy. For 7 days and 7 nights man shall watch this awesome sight. The tides will rise beyond their ken to bite away.
Okay, it's talking about a dragon's tail. A dragon's tail back then was a comet's tail. That's the way they saw it.
The shores, and then the mountains will begin to roar, and earthquakes split the plain to shore, and flooding water.
Well, you see a lot of mountains starting to collapse. Landslides, sinkholes, earthquake. You're seeing that increase all over the place right now.
Waters rushing in will flood the lands with such a din that mankind cowers in muddy fen and snarls about his fellow men. He bares his teeth and fights and kills, in secret's food in secret hills, and ugly in his spear he lies to kill marauders, thieves, and spies.
It's happening now. If you think about it, they lie. We got a system here that's... So this is basically after the event. The survivors are the ones left behind. They're gonna be living like the dawn of the dead. I mean, it's gonna be back like barbaric. They're gonna be living through hell. I pray that I'm taken home on the first pass, which I pray it is, or I wouldn't be doing this.
Man flies in terror from the floods, and kills and rapes and lies in blood, and spilling blood by mankind's hands will stain and bitter many lands. And when the dragon's tail is gone, man forgets and smiles and carries on to apply.
Man forgets, just like the other 4 houses. This will be going into the 5th house. When the dragon tail passes, what can a dragon's tail damage do? Well, there are remote viewers from the past that a comet's tail 1 million years ago wiped out or destroyed a good portion of Mars. A dragon's tail, the comet's tail, brings pieces, chunks, meteors, meteorites, you name it, chemicals, unknown, and it could pollute the water, destroy the atmosphere. It could do a lot of damage. That's a fact.
apply himself, too late, for mankind has earned deserved fate. His masked smile, his false grandeur, will serve their gods their anger stir, and they will send the dragon back to light the sky, his tail will crack upon the earth and rend
the tail, dragon's tail. And then we talk, the book of Revelation talks about the dragon. A lot of the gifted ones, chosen ones, religious, are finally coming to the realization about the dragon's tail, the dragon. And we see the signs in Virgo. Remember, spoken poems to confuse. She couldn't come out and say this, that, straight up. Like I have to talk sometimes in poems and in riddles and in confusion. But through the confusion, through the smoke, there is the truth. Like I said, I've done stuff. Okay, I'm not a popular on YouTube because of what these demonic entities done to me here. I can't afford this, I can't afford that, and they put me in a situation. But it was God that let it happen for a reason. And I said, God, should I file this? Should I do this? No, wait. Vengeance will be mine. Just let it be. Let them rejoice. I will send them a message with their fence. But then with time, they will be the first. When the time arrives, they will go straight, because you don't mess with people, chosen people by the Creator Almighty, that's out there here helping, spending his time trying to save one, helping people. You don't do that. And then cover it up with lies and deceit.
the earth, and man shall flee, king, lord, and serf. But slowly they are routed out to seek
Fresh water shortage. Now, what would cause fresh water shortage? That means the whole ocean, the Great Lakes, or every single lake is either been salted or the dragon's tail chemical polluted it. So it talks about water shortages. So people will be thirsty, and men will die of thirst before the earth changes. The ocean,
diminishing water spout, and men will die of thirst before the oceans rise to mount the shore, and lands will crack and rend anew. You think it strange, it will come true.
now she's talking in poem. She's talking like the Riddler on steroids. But I can see all this because this confirms other prophecies. Other prophets speak of the same way, but in a different terminology. In the book of Revelation, there's so many prophecies. They are, and then the remote viewers and this and that. Every single person that's gifted in their art is seeing basically the same thing. I see it too. Now, look at the dragon's tail. Let's study the dragon's tail. Now, this here, he didn't put down, or maybe he did, what comet this is. I'm assuming this is Comet or Lemon, either or. But in this image right here, right there, and right there, those are what we call chunks. They leave their own trail. This is a pretty big one. Let's say this common lemon, or let's say it's common swan. It's already depositing chunks. Now they're saying in October there'll be two comets, Comet Swan and Comet Lemon, in the night sky. So they'll be out visible. And there's more news about Comet Atlas not being alone, having supposedly 11 objects surrounding it, but it's still cloak. Now this is Comet Lemon. Look over here. You can see possible. Well, they say Comet Swan was going to experience fragmentation. On this image here, right there, this is Comet Swan. Now in this image here, September 21st, you clearly, this is Comet Swan. You could clearly see right there, he's pointing it out. Right there. A chunk breaking off. Remember the orbit, the 3D orbit of Comet Swan. So if it is releasing compadres or chunks, it's obvious we are having an increase of drone activity. I mean, we don't know where that chunk broke off from. Could have been right here. If I could, wish I could turn it around. Apparently the sky is the where I'm having problems for some reason. So if chunks are breaking off and it's being, think of a World War II, what's that, B-25 bomber, when it releases its load, how it travels. And here's Earth, basically October 4th. We don't know the speed, but we do know that it is having, there's been an increase of drone activities, UFO sightings, and also too with the anti-tail, with Comet, with all those comets.
Races to help humanity to restore a form of governing.
She's having a difficult time saying it, but the Hopi tribe prophecy talks about that, restore this union marriage. I cover fathers' rights, I cover pro-family rights, pro-children, pro-everything. Restore from these money baggers industry that's out there benefiting on the destruction of fathers, not knowing who they're destroying in the process. I documented all this. I've done videos on this. I've been doing this for 4 decades on this. This is probably why a lot of these content creators want to stay away from me, because they don't want to lose their income from the female who supports more, because they have the money in most cases. But there's guys out there that have money, but they just stingy with it. So that's why I'm being kept in a distance, even though I provide information way before and one step beyond. Like I said, I bring 1% to the table. 1%. Sometimes 1% is enough. Like I said, I've done this is like 40th video. I did the origin of Omaguma, which came from the Laurelian system, Vega, Laura. I could understand that they're basically concerned for their income. So that's why they stay away from me. They don't want to be part of me, even though they use some of my stuff and never even give me credit for it, because they don't want to be associated. The guy that's basically bringing them data one step beyond, even though I've said it, we're on a rescue operation. But at the same time, coño, when the vet father asked for help and nobody responded except one person, the other two of my family don't respond to the call. You don't think everything we do here is a test. It's a test. And like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. Why do I do it? It's a passion. It's a calling. Everybody has their calling. Everybody has their calling. And this is what I imagine if I was to focus the energy on this, on, let's say, trying to get justice, trying to seek out justice, even though the Almighty, be it dreams, be it thoughts, Holy Spirit, the Holy Angel, the Guardian Angel, basically just told me to just let it go. This is the day these two events happen side by side at the exact same time. What more do I, and then if you look at my history, how many times was I at the right place at the right time? So I've done this a lot. That evil law firm that did what it did I mean, they could break all the 10 commandments or try to break all the 10 commandments and they still win. This is not seeing good from above. The Holy Mother does not like this at all. Yes, we're going to have changes in October. Like I said, Christmas will not be Christmas like we know it. Many of our loved ones that we grew up with will be gone. The only thing you have is the memory, always living inside you. So I've done this for a long time, folks. Yes, I have my communication skills. My video production is the lowest. I said it. This is as simple as it can get. This is grandfather getting on the computer with the cheapest system you could think of. You say, well, you still using that? That's in the museum. Yes, I'm still using that. And yes, I'm still being, blocked. Because who controls everything? Who controls? So I can understand. But everything's a hustle, folks. Even those that pretend to be good are hustlers. That, God showed me this, God showed me that, God showed me this. Every day God showed me. God showing me everyday things too. I mean, they said Moses had a speech impediment too. That's the video that Magi used. And so, yes, I've been doing this. I go front lines, the Lyridians. I talked about the Lyridians, the Gregorian War, the harp, music, frequency, water, blessing the water, blessing the food. So I've been at this for a while, folks. I mean, my time to be, I'm already activated. And I'm going to keep, being blunt. People are not going to like what I got to say. Just like John the Baptist. They're not going to like what they say. So be it. I'm not here to, bless the water, key water. I mean, with that parasite inside you. So, I've been doing this for a while. I could have been doing more videos. I could have started when the day YouTube started, 17 years ago? But I didn't have a system. I only had a Dreamcast at the time. And it was very difficult to make videos when you only have a Dreamcast, because I was paying child support with a child that I had custody of because of the welfare. You call that just? You got custody and you still got to pay off the interest. That's why a lot of men are just the way it is. That's why you got angry young men from all colors of race. I mean, you take away the father, you break up the family. You're gonna grow up with anger. You're gonna be in the gang banging. And a lot of these young bucks know that. You look at the harlots, the way they're behaving. If you can't see it, it's because Jesus said they will have eyes, but they won't be able to see. Good will be bad. Bad will be good. So what I see with Three Eye Atlas, yes, I mentioned from the very beginning. The very, very, very beginning, I said it was them returning. The ones that's been here before for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, that built those big megalithic structures, and they're returning. And remember what one of their sacred laws is: marriage. And we don't have no respect, no honor for the 10 Commandments, none. And it's just gonna get worse. October. I never give a date, but I could give a month. October. It's happening right now. It's happening right now all over the place. A lot of the stuff you ain't gonna even know about it unless you're able to see other countries, their news. Like I have the opportunity because of my multi-language understanding. But as far as communicating, putting this as production, yes, I could, if I had the equipment, the time, the energy, especially energy. I don't have the energy, folks. My battery is almost dead. I'm just amazed. I'm already at red, been at red for a while, but here I am, to the last day. I will pump out. And for those that think that they, once I'm gone, the vultures that won't even spare a dime or food, even though it was all a test, think they're going to benefit. The only thing you're going to benefit is the lake of fire, period. And you see what's happening across the planet. I mean, there's so many things that's occurring that, remember, the tail is pointed towards the sun. That's why these comets are being drawn in. Who draws in the comets? The sun. These ancients are millions or perhaps billions of years ahead of us. They could do anything. Anything. I mean, we got new reports today. The military, matter of fact, I'll play that video, a little clip. Let's listen to this a little bit.
Closed because of drones. You might remember on Monday, Copenhagen was shut because of 2 or 3 large but unidentified drones flashing their lights close to the runway, which closed that airport. This time it is Aalborg. We've had a statement from police in North Jutland, where this is. As you can see, it's the northern part of Denmark. Drones have been observed near Aalborg Airport, and the airspace is closed.
And they're all over the place. And they don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. Oh boy, another. Let's see, let's listen to this. Every time I see they're doing some sort of another exercise, screaming, ought to be praying. That will help more. So yes, we got little chunks breaking off. Which comet is this? This is lemon. And it's as it gets closer and closer and closer and closer, and the increase will increase day by day, as the event gets closer and closer and closer. The Luridians. So we have a lot of activity happen. Oh, and they test that. They did a test. They're saying it's about 12,000 BC, 12,000 years, 10,500 BC. The last house, and chemical analysis, and it said it fell to the ground. And there we have that symbol again. Remember the crop circles, and you see that in Mexico with the Olmec civilization. That's the one before the Mayans. So they're returning. There's so many artifacts, so many things still buried of the ancient past. And here, listen to this.
Denmark, Copenhagen. Denmark is saying that there are some drones at the airport, possibly Russian sabotage. What's your response to that? Will the U.S. have a material?
Well, I have no response until I find out exactly what happened. I know about it, but they don't know what happened. But
they don't know. Keywords, they don't know. This is NATO countries. And then we got the locusts. After they've been found out Tylenol could cause damage to your unborn pregnancy. Even Tylenol has it on their bottle. Do not take if you're pregnant. And what do? They immediately take the pill like it's fun. That's what we become. This wasn't like this in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s. So whatever the school system, we do what the school system done, society. This is part of the plan. It was all part of the plan. And now we got 3i Atlas, supposedly some sort of force field happening. Justice. There's no justice, folks. For them, there's justice because they steal and rob, and they got the green ticket to do it, to break every single commandment of the Creator. But the victim who falls victim to their injustice, there is no justice, folks. No justice. Now, justice is going to be coming. We haven't got the dozen rod. Let's briefly listen in a little bit on this.
This AI Atlas, is this object a meteor? No, thank you. Was this object created by an extraterrestrial civilization? Yes, thank you.
Now, it's all practices, folks. I mean, it's one thing common. All these, what do you call them? Practices? Gifts? Methods? When was the last time all of them basically agree on something? When all of them agree on the same thing. Same thing. Now listen to this video right here. I'll put a link to it.
Right. Yeah, okay. Cancelled last minute. According to Eurocontrol, arrivals and departures regulated with a zero rate until essentially 4 a.m. due to as in for the next 3-4 hours, due to drone activities in the vicinity of the airport. But seems like they don't have anybody to sort it out as part of the actual airport itself. They have to get the Air Force, which is again raising a lot of random questions as well about how they are doing this and why this is the decision. Now, latest footage that we've also received from this unidentified drone, one of them at the Aalborg airport. Let's quickly go to this one.
So I'll leave a link. There's so much. This is live reporting. The military has been brought in. I mean, we got those devices that could bring down drones. Apparently that don't work. And they can't shoot it down because it vanishes. When they get close to it, it just vanishes into thin air. So they're calling it drones, when in reality we know what it is because it's been spotted all over the world. Same thing. But at least some countries, they call it for what it is, UFO, UAP. What do you think Congress is having all those hearings, exposing all that information, acknowledging, and this is all connected with what's coming, with the compadres, 3i, all these events happening. October. I'm not going to say what day in October, but October, there's no way they're going to keep a lid, especially when they start flying over the Capitol, especially when they start flying again throughout the United States, which they are doing right now. You just don't know about it. But all this is going to increase. Judgment is here. Judgment Day is coming. I pray that I'm one of the 1/3 that's wiped out real quick. Everything I said is my opinion only, for educational entertainment purposes. As far as the editing, forget it. This is going to be raw.
Get some reaction while we wait for more updates and the confirmation of state of emergency. What an absolute mess, guys. Super chat from RG is...
So they're in a state of emergency for a drone. NATO. That's where the headquarters is at. Brussels. So, and that's not only the Danish, it's all other countries too. Norway and some other countries too. It's happening all over the world, folks.
Accuse anybody. That also includes what happened on Monday. If they wanted to do that, they could have done it. Technically speaking, right? They would have done it way before. Or you might say, well, they wanted to add more to it, so they planned what's happening tonight on Thursday, and then do it.
They don't know what it is, but we know what it is.